Jackson Radio Show.
I talk about the fakes and the frauds on the left all the time. Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. It's the Kevin Jackson Show. I don't care if it makes them mad. And it probably I could have 10 times, 1,000 times the radio career I'd have if I were to soften the message a bit. You know, speak a little bit more eloquently about the left. You know, don't call them the scumbags that they are. But you know what? If that's the case, so be it. You know, I'm doing. You guys know I told you this is the year for radio for us. Either we go big or we go home. It's that simple. There are plenty of people who can do this. You're gonna be hearing a lot of folks that we're gonna be touting to help do this show, introducing you to people that I think need a voice, and we'll see what comes of it. But I'm giving it a certain amount of time because, there's only so much truth you can deliver before you got to go finally do something that can pay the bills and what have you. I say that not to scare anybody. You know, I'll talk to my program directors and stuff before we make any drastic moves. But by the end of the year, I've got almost 9 months, just over 9 months to get it done. We're going to have figured out what we want to do in radio to make it worth our while. So here's what I would say to you. If you know of somebody that says, hey, we love the Kevin Jackson Show, we love what Kevin Jackson does, and you want to be a benefactor to the show, let us know. If you want to be a sponsor of the show and you've got a product that, we think it fits with what we want to do, let's do that. We've been looking to go that route. It's one of the reasons why we haven't made the show profitable is we haven't stopped to do that. We've just been delivering a product. So you can help in that way. And then the final thing is spread these clips. Go to kjradio.com and get it out there. Because, you know what, we just aren't staffed to do it. And even if we were, I'll be honest with you, we're not good at it. I hate to put it that way. We're just not good at it. But what we are good at is weeding through the mess and having people understand that, you know what, there's no guarantees in this life. And the only way you're going to do something is the only way you're going to be successful at it is you're going to get up and make it happen. You're going to do something to let people know, hey, look, I'm not going to sit around and take what you have to give to me. There was a guy, his name is Tagore. He says, faith is a bird that feels the light when the dawn is still dark. And I know that, we got a ray of sunshine on November the 8th of 2016. By the way, Happy New Year. For 2018, and you're about to get another ray of light. A lot of people don't know it yet. They don't feel it. They're still wondering. I think it's Carl that has been writing to me. He listens to the program, and he says, Kevin, when are we going to get justice with Hillary Clinton? Oh, it's out there. It's looming. It will come. But, it's dark right now. As the saying goes, it's always darkest before the dawn. St. Augustine said, pray as though everything depended on God. Work as though everything depended on you. Man, how profound is that? See, there are things we can't control. And you just have to say, I put that in God's hands. But let me tell you something. If you're a conservative and you're being outworked by your leftist counterpart, shame on you. These are people that are writing letters. These are people that are boycotting. I'm talking about on the left. These are people who are forwarding the messages of other people's stuff. When they find their champions, they make sure those people get out there. Well, you know what? Maybe we should take a few notes from that. They shouldn't win an election. They cheat. They do all the other things. But you know what? They don't have that fire in their bellies that we have. They can't possibly have that. And I'm going to give you a little dirty secret. Many of them now support you. They may not say it publicly. Seek them out. Find them. Start a conversation. I talked to you guys about I was in cars. Fox had to pick, they gave me, not gave me, but they picked me up. I had 5 limo rides. I had to go, to California. So they picked me up at my house. I knew that guy. I already know he's a white dude, conservative. We've had multiple conversations. Guy picks me up from the airport to take me to my hotel. Hispanic dude. His name was Francisco. We have a great conversation. He's going to barber school, driving temporarily. Anyway, he and I talk. The next guy that picks me up is a brother. I forget his name. Black dude. again, conversation with all of them, except the first white guy. I already know what he's about, but we talk about politics all the time. Francisco, I'm telling him, man, what's up with your city? What's up with LA? What's up with California? I'm educating him. Black dude picks me up, take me to the studio. Probably one of my favorite, one of my favorite conversations, where I find out he's a black conservative living in California. So we had an amazing conversation. He couldn't wait for me to finish up there so we could continue the conversation, which we did. Then, guy that picked me up to take me to the airport was a Hispanic dude. I blew his mind. His name was, anyway, he was a lefty. And we were talking about racism, and I was telling him, man, you got nothing but fake news. Everything you hear is a lie. And I tell him about racism, and I schooled him on Hillary Clinton and Margaret Sanger and the Negro Project and Planned Parenthood. And I'm not kidding you. He looked in the mirror and went, wow. And I said, yeah. And so I depressed him because he's a big Democrat. So I said, do your research. You'll never vote for Democrats again. I get off there. Then I get ready to come home. And there's a brother that picked me up when I landed back home. He's taking me to the airport. I meet another black conservative. I'm just telling you, folks, don't get discouraged. Follow the advice of St. Augustine. Pray as though everything depends on God, that everything depended on God, and work as if everything depended upon you. I get so frustrated. I really do. I get super frustrated when people, like I'll get an email and it'll say, hey, Kevin, we've got this issue that's going on over here, and, I need you to get involved. And I'm thinking to myself, well, why don't you get involved? And it'll be something that's not anywhere near my sweet spot. It'll be like, the left wants to stop a track that's being built or whatever. And I'm going, okay, great. And I don't want to dismiss it because it's important to the person writing me the note. But I'm like, guys, look, if we could take on everything, I wouldn't. But, I get that you want us to, but we can't take on everything. Holy cow. What I wanted to go into is this fake news thing on the left. And so right now there's an Idaho state lawmaker who told her constituents to submit entries for what she called the fake news awards. And if you guys recall, Donald Trump brought this up when he did the fake news awards. And quite frankly, he could have done I would have liked to have seen a full-blown production of the fake news awards. So this Idaho lady did this. A Kentucky governor tweeted fake news to dismiss questions supposedly about his purchase of a home from a supporter. An aide to Texas land commissioner uses the phrase to downplay the significance of his boss receiving donations from employees of a company that landed a multi-million-dollar contract. So what they're saying in this article is that there are people who are saying, fake news, and of course, anything that comes out, somebody's going to take advantage of it. The people writing this article in AP make it sound like, all these so-called, conservatives or Republicans, I'm presuming that's who they are because it's an AP article, are using the fake news moniker in order to profit, in order to gain something for themselves. They would go on to say this: President Donald Trump's campaign to discredit the news media has spread to officials at all levels of government who are echoing the use of his term fake news as a weapon against unflattering stories. Now, Ann Coulter was arguing with some leftists and it made the comment that many people talked about Donald Trump, and I'll just use this one as an example, grabbing women by the beep beep, and they said that he had done it, that he's a misogynist and he'd done it, when all he had done was use that as an example. And Ann Coulter's pointing out people acted as if he'd done it, and he hadn't. He was just trying to give the guy some sort of an idea of what women were willing to do if you had achieved rock star status, which, by the way, Donald Trump wasn't wrong in what he said. The whole time the lady is, interviewing Ann Coulter, she's like, well, give us an example of why this hurts the democracy. Give us an example. And she says, give you an example. And Ann Coulter gave like 4 or 5 bona fide fake news stories by the mainstream media. And this girl who was another guest on the show was saying, no, we're the press and you are just trying to diminish journalism. And Ann Coulter's going, how can I do that when you do such a great job yourselves? They said it's becoming ubiquitous as a signal to a politician's supporters to ignore legitimate reporting and hard questions as a smear of the beleaguered and dwindling local press corps, and as a way for conservatives to push back against what they call biased stories. You know what I love about this? I love that these people are finally, think about the pressure that's been put on the media to where fake news is now, as he says, it's ubiquitous. We know where to put it. Everybody uses the term. It's caught on. It's like Crooked Hillary. It's caught on. And it's caught on not because Donald Trump is such a great marketer. It's caught on because it's true. He said when Trump announced he was going to make the fake news awards, a group of conservative legislators said, we all need to do that. This is what Patricia, Idaho Rep. Priscilla Giddings said, and she urged supporters to send her examples of biased, misleading, and fake news. I don't know how many retractions have been issued by the mainstream media in the last year, but I'll tell you this, I bet it's more than they've done in the last 10 years.
Kevin Jackson
on the Black Sphere Radio Network.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.